Hey guys, welcome to the panel, Prompto's Facebook. How Buddy AI auto-snapshot your adventure in Final Fantasy 15. Okay, so we start very simple questions. Who in this room have played Final Fantasy 15? Great. And maybe for those who haven't played it yet, let me summarize this system a bit. So in Final Fantasy 15, an open world game, so your friend Prompto will take a picture for you during your adventure. And the picture he takes is not an old classic screenshot, but a stylish smart photos as seen by him inside the game. And with our built-in SNS interface, since the release of the game last year, his photos are overwhelming internet, Facebooks and Twitters, having us promoting our game. So today we will talk about these features. And maybe we won't go through deep into mathematics and algorithm stuff, but we will tell you about the design aspect of these features. And I'm afraid maybe we don't have much time left for Q&A, but you can always, just ask me questions outside the room or email me. Well, talk about me. My real name is Prasert Prasertvithyakarn, which is, I think is too long, so you can call me Sun, just as my friends or my coworkers do. So my name is Sun, nice to meet you. And I came to Japan 12 years ago, and I'm specialized in emotional AI, like to combine arts and AI together to create emotional feeling by AI characters. And now I'm in Square Enix Tokyo, Business Division 2. You can see on my shirt here. It's Business Division 2 shirts, studio shirts. And so now I'm a lead game designer for Final Fantasy 15, and I'm in charge of buddy system and AI. So if you play this game, you will know Prompto, Gladiolus, and Enix. Well, I'm in charge of them. I create their thoughts, their move, their action, their talks, everything, including the system relating to them, just like camp scene or photo system. So, okay, let's start this panel, but let me tell you to turn off your mobile phone and don't forget to reply the evaluation mail at the end of this panel. Okay, we start. Okay, so Final Fantasy 15 is an open world RPG where you can experience a continuous road trip with your best buddies. And when we design this game, what we feel important the most is the UX, the user experiences. So you can see all system and all designs, all features in this game are there to maximize the road trip experience for the player. And of course, when we're talking about road trip, we're talking about photos. However, it's difficult to make player take photo inside of a game. Everyone likes photos, but not all might want to take them. But luckily, I was born in Thailand, and Thai people are well known for their photogenic characteristics. And well, I have several camera geeks friends who went on a trip with me. Without being asked, they just take lots of pictures of me for me, and that isn't bad. Maybe I'm photogenic too. So we get a new idea that it would be cool if one of your friends inside your party member can take a picture for you during your road trip. And Prompto is so kind as to help us. So that's the beginnings of Auto-Snapshots. Okay, now we talk about the goals and policy because we need concrete goals to make a game a good game. So we have 3 goals for Auto-Snapshots, which are, first, the photo must serve as an achievement for the experience of players. So when you be into a new location, you get photos. You meet a new character, you get photos. Been there, done that, anything, you get photos. Well, for memorable moments with your favorite characters too. And also unmemorable moments, like when Chocobo is hating you, or when you were sent flying through the air, or when you were turned to the stone. Well, anything that you will recall. And when you see the picture at the end of the day, and you will say, hey, this is my adventure. This is picture of my gameplay. So this is first design policy for us. Our photos must be able to express the player game experience. Number 2. So this is my own policy, but I believe good games should tell more stories than what has actually been made or been told. Just see this picture. Well, you can imagine that he was reading this, and we didn't make the scene, but you see it, and that's a trick. So I used it a lot in the camp scene and in picture. So we just make photos of them enjoying themselves together, and then people see this picture and they imagine what happened before and imagine what happened after that, and they will feel that they're having fun, and they will feel that this road trip is fun. And the good thing about this is that we only make one frame of motions, but you see a lot, and that's a trick. Also, when you see picture, well, automatically people will create their own stories, and everyone's stories might not be the same, and that's perfect because you can have a space for you to create your own characters and personalize stuff inside your head. And one more good thing is that when we have two characters outside and they're posing together, you can get illusion of life, as if they actually have their own private life and they're chit-chatting or flirting with each other just outside the screen. You just don't see it, but they are alive, they're living. So this is our second design policy. The photos must be able to stir and wake your imaginations and enrich your road trip adventure. Number 3 is our gameplay sharing. So despite the widespread use of social media, I believe the gameplay sharing are still limited to a very small group of players, because it takes effort to watch the clips and it takes effort to take a good screenshot. However, with Prompto snapshots, it's all auto, so well, just to share or not to share, that's the only question you have left. And we want this feature to be a new benchmark for gameplay sharing for the next generation. And to do that, we must ensure that our photos are unique and fun. And of course, if you have luck, you get unique and fun picture. But however, we game designers believe that luck can be designed, such as we give this kind of picture. So normally Ignis wear glasses, but sometimes we give picture of Ignis without wearing glasses. So when the player get this, they feel that they're lucky and they want to share this to other people. The same goes for some rare facial expressions, some rare emotions. This way we can create luck for the user. Or we can even do this, having players create their own luck by recreating a thing called Prompto snapshot skills, which you replenish a text bar inside the battles, and Prompto will take a picture of the monster for you. And if you're lucky, he will do selfie monsters. In this way, users can try to set their own, snapshot environment, and they can try and create their own luck. And when they get good picture, they can, upload it to the internet. And also, one interesting thing is that you don't need good picture to make people want to share like this. Well, it's a very bad picture, but it's fun. So we shared it, and there's nothing bad about it. Also, in this kind of situations, when some jerk ruining all your souvenir shot, it's happened once in a while, but yeah, when it's happening in the game, it's fun, and everyone like to share it, and we're happy with that. And the best thing that happened is that when Prompto is a photographer, he can turn all accident into entertainment. Everyone just laugh and say, haha, Prompto, you did it again. And well, that's happy for us because we chose the right person to do the photographer. So this is our third design policy. Our picture should be unique and fun, filled with pleasure and surprise, and encourage social activities. These are 3 design policies. So we get policies, and now we have to design the system itself. So there are lots of process before we have a picture. Start from triggering, which, humans have several reasons to take pictures, and to simulate that, we need several kinds of triggering. Start from what we call coincident triggers. It's based on the concept that if you have cool actors doing cool moves, then it should be cool pictures. So we have the animator evaluating the animation they have made it in score, in terms of interesting or not. And then I evaluate each character in terms of this character interesting or not. And we combine together. And then every frame in the battles, we calculate the score and trying to maximize the score while fitting as many characters into the frame as much as possible. And when the frame and the score is high enough, we can be sure that that's cool pictures. And we also have event triggers, so we snapshot when we're sure that we can express the player adventure when we shot this time, like in cinematics, or in special, interactive event, or when you reach new destinations. And 3, we have a thing called whim tickers. It's based on the concept that, after all, you don't need reason to take picture of your friend, do you? Well, I do too. When I have camera in my hand, I just take a picture of my friend. No reason is needed. And usually you get good picture because your friend is good looking and he has nice hair. So that's the technique. Well, after all, it's whim. But although we say whim, there's pattern behind this. So actually, we take whim triggers only when there are no other triggering events around. So this way, whim trigger can help us to control the distribution of the picture during the day. So it ensures us that we can get a picture in the night or in the evening where the sunset is beautiful. And also, when there are no interesting events around, we can create one. Even the boring cave could be fun if the character looks fun. And that's the technique. And also, we have menu triggers, so like souvenir photos or the skill snapshot in battle that I just described you. So you can see that these 4 actually match really well with the 3 design policy we had, well, because we designed that way. But what I like to say is that no trigger is perfect, but combined together, it can answer the requirements we had before, and it can simulate reason for people to take photos. Now we go to next step of theme selections. Now we have decided when to take pictures. Now we have to decide what and how to take pictures, and that is a theme. Each theme has its own styles, own subject choices, and framing algorithm. So there are up to 20 themes inside this game, but to make it simple, let's say we have 3 big categories. We call this joyful category, wonderful, and exciting category. The joyful category focuses on, snapshotting characters like portrait or open, 2-shot, together, driver, or selfie. Anything that will make the character looks appearing. And the theme, why the category, wonderful, focuses on the world itself and using a wide angle, like when you're running, or riding chocobo, or in the car. And this category, exciting, focus on the atmosphere of the combat, like one-on-one, or, battlefield itself. And it usually use strong tilt to, simulate the situations. We also have preset theme because, in cinematic, we can't just show everything that happened behind cinematics. The artist will just angry at me. And sometimes we do it too when we feel that it's worth sacrificing the uniqueness for the sake of perfect background, like to fit this waterfall inside the pictures. So that's finished the theme selections. Now we do details enhancement. We have to do this because sometimes reality can be boring, nothing happens, but you need variety and life into the pictures. So the key is that we separate rendering in the photo world and rendering in the game world apart, and then we can secretly change the things inside the photo world without having the player realizing what happens inside the gameplay world. And we can do things like this. Having Noctis facing us and smile, she's. And it's really amazing that just making the character she's really improve the believability of the photo you get. It's seen that, humans are eye contacts after all, I guess. And then we can do posing exaggerations, or we can add things, buddies to do interactions. And of course, we can do this. Adding Gentiana, photobombing. She's a mysterious woman who appears time to time in the photos when actually she wasn't there. And we add her in because I think it's fun. And when people get Gentiana, they feel they're lucky and they want to share this photo too. And then we do framing calculations. We do it by using, the bone informations and the collision environment to create a good frame for each pictures. Each theme has its own frames, and we won't go through them here, though. But please know that we try to use Prompto's position as much as possible for the sake of believability. And then we do knowledge presentations. It means we try to embed as much information as possible into the picture. What, who, when, why, how, into the picture. And then we use the information tags for the further operations, such as post-filtering. I like Instagram, and lots of filters here. And Prompto also use filters to the photos too. But the problem is there are some filters that does not match well with some photos like this. You know, you don't want monochrome selfie, right? It doesn't look good. Or in this case, how do we call this? I think it's Japanese photo booth blooming. It's for a beauty purpose, not battle purpose. So we don't want this to happen a lot in the game, so we use information tags to screen this property out. But after all, it's preference, so you can tune them inside the setting menu. And then we do auto albuming. At the end of the day, Prompto will show you what happens during the day with his pictures. And we don't want the user to spend too many time looking at this, so we try to reduce number of pictures from 8 to 12 pictures per day. But do you know that we actually took more than 20 pictures per day, and we have to delete some picture away. And to delete the right picture and to keep the right picture there to express one day is a tricky thing. Considering this, we have 5 pictures here, and you want to choose only 4 and delete 1. Which one should we delete? 10 seconds. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Well, there might be no one answer, but for us, we use information tags. And we feel that we should keep some information tag that is interesting and unique, like Chocobo, like sunset, like night, or like battles, while we should delete some that are redundant, like running or broad view. So the answer, we try to delete this picture. Yes, you're right, okay. But things get trickier when we have lots of pictures around. So we need a proper algorithm. So we make our own algorithm regarding redundancy score and uniqueness score, which can earn its own panel, but okay, we won't explain them here. But okay, we do some trick to get a best picture for you guys. And then we do things like this when we show you the pictures.
Why is your face so fat?
I'm not fat. Selfies make it look that way.
Yes, we play conversations.
Stylish as always. Come now, it's nothing special.
And we try to make this conversation as much as teenager conversation as possible.
Picture perfect. God damn it.
So the key is that to make the player feel that they are actually inside the campfire and look in the picture with the buddies, not looking through UI. This all for, road trip experience. And this concludes our, process for Prompto snapshots. Then, what do we get? So, I believe what we get from this is the most powerful storytelling tool, one of the most powerful storytelling tools in Final Fantasy 15. There are some guys who say things like this. RPG is story. Well, Gladiolus doesn't say that though, but a lot of people say this. And for me, I think it's half correct. The other half is RPG is storytelling. Story and storytelling is come together. And you see, when I was a child, I played Final Fantasy VII, and spoiler alert, when Ares died, I cried a lot. And since then, I wanted to be game designer to make a game that made people cry, because I believe crying during entertainment is one of the greatest happiness mankind could have. And so now I'm here making Final Fantasy. So the problem is, can we really rely on storytelling by cinematics and linear level script as we used to do before? When Final Fantasy 15 is a story about bonds and brotherhoods, and we are open world game. So how can we possibly persist on doing the storytelling with cinematics linear level script when players spend more than 99% of the time running or fighting monsters inside the world map with their friends? So if you want to do storytelling of brotherhoods and bonds inside open world map, do it in the gameplay. And that's by AI, and that's by using photos. That's my answer. And photos have their own power, their own magic. They can create emotional pulse. So all the information in the picture just come sudden to you and strong enough to create some pulse inside your heart, especially in the very last part of this game when we want to do a storytelling of the loss of friendships, the loss of brotherhood. Well, we can't tell you much because we don't really want to spoil you, but it's difficult to do storytelling of loss because, it takes time to accumulate, but you need some trigger to release it. And to make people feel lost is easy, but it's difficult because people can't recall what exactly has been lost. They didn't see the picture. And that's when the photo came in. I believe photos are time machines. It can bring us back to the very moment the picture was taken, and it stirs our memory and make it recall the old day. And it tells us that that good old day will never, ever come again. And that strong punch, that strong emotion pulse is strong enough to make the player who are really into our game cry if we're lucky. And I think we're lucky. And so, well, we come to the last part. So I want to share with you the lesson I got from making these features, because Prompto Snapshot is a very challenging and very new, too new, so we have our own lots of problems that I think I could share. The first thing I'd like to share is that you need to sacrifice something. You can't do everything, especially when you're trying to make a new feature or new things that no one actually know how far we could or could not go. No one knows the scopes. Then there will be lots of temptations coming in from the outside, from the inside. And if you don't have a very concrete goal, you will go astray. And then you will spend time doing things that you don't really want. So try to hang on to your goals, make it clear. For example, for Prompto Snapshot Temptation 1, why don't we have Prompto improve his photo skill, which sounds good, and of course costly. So we revise our design goals again. With express gameplay, well, maybe not. Story imagination, maybe not. Encourage SNS, maybe yes. Depends on the skills. So we know that we should engage into this feature, but not too much. Just enough to answer our goal will be enough. So our solution is that Prompto will not improve his framing algorithm because no one will understand. Rather than we give them new filters and giving selfie unlocked or self-shot unlocked. And this was way much happier for the user. They can use it to post in the internet, and we can get our goal. And we can sacrifice only one thing. Temptation 2. Why don't we allow players to freely instruct Prompto what and when to snapshot? Which sounds very great. And there are these kind of temptations come to me a lot from outside when we are developing it. So we revise our goals again. Oh, it's costly because we don't have interface. You have to be able for the user to tell what and when, and we don't have any buttons left in the controllers. And also, when you point the camera to someone, normally people do the V sign or maybe do no, don't take me, anything, and that's very costly. And then we revise our goals. And well, since the user take it, it's my express gameplay. It doesn't stir imagination, but well, it's unique, so it's good. So we feel we need to do this. So the solution is that we make Prompto Snapshot skill in battles. Because in battles, we already have interface for telling the buddies to do what and when. And the monster do not do V signs, so it's very cheap. I sacrifice something. I find that we cannot have Prompto take picture by our instructions outside the battles, but we get something and we reach our goal, and that's enough. Well, Temptation 3. Why don't we have the buddies playing posting animation in an actual gameplay, which sounds good too, and very costly. And then we review our goal. No, 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 no. So the key is you must be very clear about what you really want, because when you know what you really want, you will know what you don't really want. And if you can sacrifice what you don't really want to get what you really want, then just do it. Number 2, be a researcher, but be a producer. So I am an AI researcher too, and we AI researcher, well, let's say, making AI is fun, and we have ego to try to answer all the problems with AI. And we try to do this too with Prompto Snapshot. We try to challenge 100% AI framing. And one big task we have is to put the landmark into the frame to create sense of locations. We try, light direction calculating, try to fit the moon, trying to fit the mountain and the lake into the frame. But, well, it didn't go well. And, well, so I turn myself from researcher into producer, and I say, well, we might not be able to finish this before the shipping of the game. And so we give up and find a new way, like using semi-preset camera. So the location of the character is preset, and the directions of the photo is preset, but then you calculate AI framing from that point. What you get is that you get variety of pictures, but all the picture has the landmark location inside the frame. So as a producer, we are successful. But as an AI researcher, are we defeated? Are we failed? Maybe not. Because with all these pictures in, user want to know or maybe want to care which picture are AI calculated or preset. No one cares. It's just fun, So that's one good answer I have. And also, the last thing I'd like to share with you is that when you're doing a new thing, it's really hard to share the final visions with other people. So don't give up, and time will tell. Because now in this day, when everything is finished, people come to me and say, well, Prompto snapshot is great. They say to me, and I'm happy. But during the time of developing, many people just say that this feature doesn't worth it. It doesn't help a game to be fun or anything at all. And it's my job to try to convincing them every day. But it's difficult because Prompto snapshot is not about making photos, it's about making photo experiences. And we can't share experiences unless we finish making it. So what I'd like to say to you guys is that if you guys are challengers and you're trying to make new things that no one knows before, be prepared for not being understood, be prepared for critics and naysayers. But if you're believing you're the right thing, the good thing, then just walk tall and struggle and never ever give up. So, to put it simple, be a researcher, be a producer, you can sacrifice something but never give up. And that's the key to making something new, I guess. At last, before I show you the last picture, let me say that, well, at the very end, that's my email. You can email me to talk with me with anything I'd like to discuss. And our studio email, Business Division 2, we are looking for the challenger too. So if you have, you can email us. And well, this is our last picture of my team, Snapshot team. Without this guy, this feature could not ever come true. So thank you very much. Can I have just one question, and then we do other Q&A outside?
I have a question. So I used the feature a bunch in the game, and I noticed that Prompto would take lots of pictures of the main character mounting a chocobo. So I'd get butt shots of my character mounting a chocobo, and I liked the picture. I saved it. So after that, it kept showing me pictures of my butt mounting the chocobo over and over again. I was wondering, is there part of your algorithm is it my fault? Like, is it because I saved that picture and because I like the picture of seeing my character's butt? Did it keep showing me? Did Prompto keep taking pictures of that because it thought that's what I liked?
Well, it's not purposely, but there are reasons. So we try to keep Prompto locations as much as possible. So it means you ran too fast and Prompto could not run in front of you. And that's the reason. So maybe you should run slower.
Yeah, I usually am in a rush to jump on the chocobo, so that could be my fault that way. But I was wondering if there was any code that you wrote.
No, I don't like butts.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we ran out of time, but we're happy to discuss with you guys, maybe outside the room or maybe here. So see you then and enjoy the rest of the panel and enjoy our game too.